guys, and welcome back to Triple G. Today I'm going to be showing you how to achieve this Valentine's Day makeup look. Very soft, glowing, ethereal, amazing. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it other than basically this is the look for the love day. Alright folks, this is the look for if you're going out with your girlfriends, if you're going out with your significant other, if you're just hanging out at home eating pizza by yourself with your cat. Okay, hopefully you're not doing that. But if you are doing that, you can still look pretty while you're doing that. Me personally, on Valentine's Day, I'm gonna be trying to get this baby out. But I guess I can still look cute while doing that. So, but anyways, today it's just gonna be kind of a quick run through on how I do the eyes and the lips and the blush, and yeah. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Okay, to start off this makeup look, you're going to first be priming your eyes. I use Bare Minerals Prime Time. And this one, it's a limited edition color, but it's called Rose Nectar. But basically, you just want to start off your eye look with a primer. This just helps to ensure that the makeup lasts all day, doesn't crease, doesn't have any fading of any kind. So I'm just going to start by placing this on my eyes. And I'm just going to put it from the base of my eyes all the way up to my brow bone. And I chose this color because it happens to have a bit of a pink shimmer to it, which, I mean, you can use a matte eyeshadow primer or a shimmer, it doesn't really matter. I just happen to choose a shimmer one because we are going for a more pinky Valentine's Day look. So and I sort of just let that set in for a little bit, just to kind of just allow it to do its job. If you go right in after with eyeshadow, it tends to not be absorbed all the way. So I usually just wait a little bit for it to sort of absorb in. And the palette we are going to be using today is the Naked 3. I figured most people have this palette, so this one would be one that people could easily replicate. But basically in this eyeshadow palette, there are a lot of shimmers and matte colors, nothing super dark and deep. So, which is kind of the look that we're going for today. We're going for something very soft and elegant and romantic, being that it is Valentine's Day. You don't want anything that's like dramatic, making you look like you have raccoon eyes for Valentine's Day. So I feel like this has settled in long enough. And I'm going to go in with basically any eyeshadow brush that it's meant for like a crease. So I just I picked up this brush, and it's by Bare Minerals. Just kind of like a fluffy crease brush will be good for going in and getting those the inner corners and the crease part. So I'm gonna go in with Nooner, which is this matte shade right here. And it's basically like a mauve, like a pinky mauve. And I'm just gonna go in, and the key to eyeshadow is making sure that you are blending all the way and going from inner corner to outer corner and back and forth motions. This is just going to ensure that your look is dimensional and it doesn't just look flat and doesn't just kind of, all the colors don't just sort of like meld together. But the key here is also to layer and to do it in a layering motion. you don't layer in small layers, then you can tend to pick up too much product and it can be overwhelming. You can have a lot of fallout underneath your eyes, which is why I'm doing my eye makeup first before I apply my face makeup. That way I can just quickly brush off any of the excess that happens to fall underneath, or because we all have that happen. So I'm just going to continue to build into the crease. And I like to use matte shades for the crease because shimmer tends to look better on the actual eyelid itself. It just tends to brighten up your look. If you've got a shimmer going on up here, it's not that it looks bad, it's just I happen to think it looks more flattering if it's a matte flat shade as opposed to something really sparkly and glam, which is something that we should be putting on our lid to make that the focal point. So anyways, so now I'm going to go in with the semi-lighter shade, which is called Limit, and that's this pinky color here. And the reason I'm doing this is just to create that transition for when we go in with the darker color, because if you don't have a transition shade in between, it just tends to look very muddy and disconnected, and it doesn't give you that look that we're going for, which is that like soft, romantic look. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with a little bit of Black Heart, which it's at the very end of the palette here. I know that it can seem kind of daunting because it is a black kind of shimmer sparkle color, but you only need just a very little bit because of how pigmented these are. You only need a little bit, and with the fact that you've already got excess product on your brush, it will help blend out all of those harsh lines that sometimes people tend to get if they go with a smoky eye. So I'm just gonna take a little bit on my brush, just barely tap it in there, and then I'm going to start in the crease again. And the key is just have patience and work with it. Do circles, do circle motions, go back and forth. Windshield wiper, you want to bring it all the way over, and don't bring it all the way up to your brow line, obviously that's just going to make you look like a panda. Stop about midway between your crease and your brows. So just work it in, that excess product that you have from your last few colors. And you're noticing that I'm getting a lot of like fallout here. So this is exactly why I did not do my foundation first, because it's harder to go in and clean it up after you've got your foundation on. I mean, you don't want to go in and screw it all up after you spend all that time, right? So this is why I do my eye makeup first. So, are you guys noticing? Are you noticing how blended this is? Like, it doesn't look super intense. It doesn't look super harsh. And I only needed the smallest amount of this color. I mean, this color is just, it's pigmented, it's shimmery, it's pretty, but you only need a little bit so it doesn't outshine the matte shades in your crease. So now what I'm going to do is, if you happen to have a flat brush, which is just going to show, I'm just going to show how thin it is, and it's flat. So this is the width of it, this is the width of it, and this is the length of it. So it's a very flat brush, and it's meant for packing on shimmer colors or lid colors just to intensify it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be placing Dust, which is this shimmery pink color, and I'm going to be taking it and packing it on the inner corner of my eyes. And of course, having this shimmery, sparkly primer that I have on before is also going to help intensify these sparkle colors, but even if you didn't use one, the primer will still help intensify the pigments of the color on your eyes. So you notice I'm not taking it all the way over here. I'm stopping about 1/3 of the way. And typically with shimmer colors, there tends to be a lot of fallout, unfortunately. And then I like to take this and actually kind of apply it a little bit on the inner corners. And you'll notice it kind of brightens it up a little bit. And if you notice that when you go in with your concealer and you kind of rubbed some off, if that happens to you, you always just go back in with the same color and just pack it in there. Okay, so now what we're going to do is going to place the last color, well, not the last color because we have a highlight color, but the outer corner. I'm going to take this color called going to take this color called Mugshot. And I'm going to place this just on a tiny, angled, not angled. I'm going to take this and put this on the last 2/3 of my eye. And just sort of blend it in with the inner corner color. Making sure that we just blend all of these colors together seamlessly. You don't want any harsh lines. Okay, so for our last step with our eyes is we're going to be highlighting the brow bone. So what I like to do is I like to take another, like a different brush, one that's clean, because you want to make sure that your brushes are clean before you're doing any new eye look, just so you don't have any former eyeshadow transferring onto your new eye makeup look. Just take a clean brush and dip it into Strange, which is a matte, basically it's like a very pale pink. And I'm going to take this and I'm just going to apply it right up here to my brow bone and just blend it all in. This right here is my Real Techniques shadow brush. Really, you can use almost any eyeshadow brush to apply a highlight color. This is just going to help kind of open your eyes, make them appear bigger, wider. Your eyebrows are going to appear more lifted if you've got a lighter shade up here. So now what we're going to do is, since I feel like we used a lot of warmer tones, I'm going to be using a brown eyeliner. This is by Urban Decay and it's a 24/7 Glide On pencil and it's in the shade Corrupt. This one, I'm not gonna do anything crazy with it. I'm not gonna do a wing. I'm just going to go in and just line my lash line with this. And this is just going to help my lashes appear thicker, fuller, just have my eyes look a little more defined. And then I'm also gonna go in with it on my lower lash line as well. And now I'm going to go in and I'm going to line my waterline. Being that this is a waterproof pencil, I figure I can put it in there and it's not going to smudge off the rest of the day, which this is a very good formulation, so I have no problems with it coming off. So I'm just going to line my waterline with it. And then I'm just going to take my finger and just sort of smudge. Okay, so I have eyelash extensions on, so I will not be applying mascara to my top lashes, but if you have your normal eyelashes, you would be at this time applying your mascara. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some right down here at on my bottom lashes. So this is the completed eye look. So I put my concealer and my foundation on and just sort of, I set it. If you want to see my foundation routine, I'll put the link down below, but basically you guys have already seen that. But with this look, I'm going to go in with a very pinky blush, but it's not going to be like a little girl pink. It's going to be kind of a shimmery, I don't know, it looks grown up. It's just for Valentine's Day, obviously we want to keep it pink and romantic and all of that stuff. So I actually have something very exciting, and I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Gwen Stefani blush palette. I'm going to be using the shade Easy, which is this middle shade up here on the top. I'm only going to dab a couple times into this blush and apply it to my cheeks. The thing about having such a pinky blush on your face is you have to just make sure that it's blended out completely, otherwise you're gonna look like a clown. So I'm just doing this swirling motion, just blending it out. And now look at how pretty it is. So pretty. And another thing about this palette is it also has a highlight shade in it, which is the Angel shade right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my highlighter brush here and I'm just going to dab into that just a couple times and apply it here to the tops of my cheeks. Okay, so as you can see, I've got the blush on and eyes done. So what I'm just gonna do is warm up my face a little bit with some bronzer. You don't have to do anything super crazy with the bronzer because really the focal point isn't the bronzer today. It's your eyes and your cheeks and eventually your lips. But with the bronzer, just take something light. I use the Tarte Park Avenue Princess, and I'm just gonna take a big fluffy brush, dab in it a couple times and just sort of sweep it over any place where the sun naturally falls on my face. So just down the bridge of my nose. I'm just going to be using the Tarte Divine Lip Surgence Lip Cream, and it's in the shade, oh, I think the shade is Divine. Okay. obviously I can't read today. But basically this is, it's a creamy consistency lip color, and it just adds a little bit of color to your face. I mean, it's not long wearing by any means, but for the look I'm going for, this is like the perfect color. Because it is February, my lips are extremely dry and crusty. My little crusty lips. So I am going with something hydrating. So it's just, I don't know if you can see, but it's very shiny, very hydrating. It's not anything super crazy and dramatic. So this is the finished makeup look. As you can see, it's soft, glowing, basically just kind of the look that I think a lot of people envision on Valentine's Day. I don't think many people envision sort of like a hard, edgy look on the love day. But basically this tutorial is just something simple, kind of maybe get you out of your comfort zone, let you play with eyeshadows a little bit, just because it is something that requires just a bit of time, you know, with blending and making sure that your eyeshadow is not looking harsh or, you know, any hard lines like that. So just making sure you take your time with your eye makeup and blending, that's key. So if anybody else has anything they would like to see from me, if they have anything that you guys think I should go over, let me know in the comment box down below, and I will see you next time. Bye guys!